DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
Oh, that was weird. Okay, our fourth and final segment tonight. Thank you guys for being with us tonight on YouTube Live, Facebook Live. We're doing multiple Facebooks, or the webinar tonight. Yay! We're talking Tuesday night with Brian Redd. Brian, I've got one final question that came in, and I wanted to hit that one tonight. Mm-hmm. And this one's going to be a little bit, this might be more of a list that you'll end up putting together for us, but what are some of the most important skills to have as a DJ? Basically, if I've got that skill, I'm good to go. It's a critical skill compared to, the skill of having great hair may not be the most important skill to have as a DJ.
Well, maybe.
Could be. Now that I think about it.
We have great hair for our age. We have great
We still have hair.
I was watching a video today with Peter Cetera from Chicago in it. The guy has got hair like I had when I was 14. I'm like, you asshole.
Yeah.
But no. That's odd. The thing about skills in DJ, there are several skill sets that you can have to be a really great DJ. I think you get into greatness when you can master more than one of those skills. So, for instance, if you are great with organization and business, and you are really talented with on the microphone, you know how to talk to people, and you know how to make something look cool. Those are three skills that are going to put you in a good place above a lot of other people who are maybe only good at one thing. If you are really good with music programming, and you are very talented with tweaking a sound system, and you understand how to motivate people, that's also going to make you a great DJ. Very few people are everything. Very few people are great business people. They know all about music. They're wonderful MCs. They're completely organized. They know how to do great sets. They're DMX programmers. They're audio techs. Very few people are like that. But those who are like that are the ones that are writing books, because they're really good.
I'm going to disagree with you there, Brian. And the reason I'm going to say, because those people who are that have those skill sets, I think are so busy that we don't see many of them. And
I think you're right, and I stand corrected.
Yeah. Because as I'm thinking about that, I mean, we look at some of the
we've had this conversation before.
Some of the people that we have at the DJ conventions that are speaking, and I don't mean to say pick on anybody, but you look at Randy Bartlett. He's admits that he's got holes in his. He's very good on a microphone, and his music, he does a nice job with his music, but he has holes in his full aura. Some of the guys who are speaking at Mobile Beat on business and have spoken at DJ Expo are incredible business people, but there's other aspects of what they do that they're just not as strong in. So, Brian's statement that
you're right.
Yeah, there's very, very few, and I think those few people who have that all are so rare.
Yeah, you probably don't hear. They don't have time to write books.
Yeah.
They have time to go to Mobile Beat and talk about stuff.
And not that we're discounting anybody who's writing books or going and speaking, because they're speaking generally in their strength area, which is, I would rather have someone speaking in their strength area than to come up and say, well, I'm not too good at mixing music, but I'm going to do a little bit and show you how to, some tricks on the ones and twos. That's why you don't see me teaching the mixing classes. That's not my gift. Right?
I like modesty myself.
I'm not that good. On the flip side is if we're going to go and talk about some oldies music from that 60s and 70s era where, we grew up and listened to as our parents were listening, I can talk about that. And I can do those types of things.
But back to your original question, boy, the one thing, there's so many, and that's all a matter of opinion,
I think really music programming and the ability to connect with a crowd through your music is, I would put that as got to be one of the highest ones. Even though I'm a microphone person myself, if you can't play music in a pleasing way for your audience and take them on an emotional ride of some sort, I think you're really going to be out of business quickly.
Yeah. That's where I do most of my preaching when I get on my high horse. I get so annoyed with the folks out there who don't really know any more about music than the average party goer. I always kind of felt like the DJ should really have a better handle on it than Dave and Sally, who just kind of showed up. They're telling the DJ what's hot. I always thought that was odd, or what motivates them. The DJ should, for me, that was it. Music was the first thing. Everything else kind of came after that. I figured out how to talk on the microphone, and I was terrible at it for a long time, but I figured it out because I had that base of programming. I felt like I was good at it and I understood it better than the average person.
Mm-hmm.
But that was my road and my journey. There are people out there who just are great public speakers, and this is a medium for them, and that's okay too. But yeah, that would be number one on my list. And it's a bummer to me that like I'll throw stuff up about music on Facebook once in a while, just like tracks or an artist or whatever, and get very little response. Very little. Like, where are the music guys out there? Where are they? And why aren't they speaking up?
I wonder if the next generation, because when I'm talking to my children, there's music that they enjoy, but they just don't seem to be the student of music the way I felt we were at the time. And I wonder if it's because, just a second, is we had this thing. Oh, when it doesn't have, okay, it's got a little bit of liner notes in it.
Yeah.
But we grew up with things like that where we could go and read about our favorite songs and a little bit about the artists and different things. Our kids, they get an MP3 and it has absolutely nothing of significance on I've got a file name.
Are they bothering to even Google this stuff?
Yeah, probably not. It's like, I've got it. Listen to it. Oh, this is great. This is great.
My mom, on Easter, she asked me, we've talked about my mom before.
Yeah.
She says, I saw this really cool documentary on New Year's Day on the band Chicago. It was like 2 hours long. I DVR'd it if you want to watch it. It was really good. Like, oh, okay, well, we don't have time today, but yeah, what'd you like about it? Oh, well, they talked about the band and how it was always just a collaborative effort, and they liked playing together, and Peter Cetera didn't show up at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but they're not mad at him. They don't understand why, and they just love Terry Kath, and he was like, this is everything that's wrong. This is all bad information, Mom. What did you watch? So I Googled it, and it turns out that CNN took some heat from this, because what this was not a news piece. This was a propaganda film made by the band Chicago that they released before their 2017 tour, and CNN bought it. And they did not say that, the views and opinions expressed here are not necessarily those of CNN. CNN reporters had nothing to do with it. They just bought the rights to the film and showed it. And a lot of people beat them up over it, because what I know about the band Chicago is not what my mom was telling me. No, it was not a friendly party with Peter Cetera. The horn sections were always the dictators in that band. Terry Kath wanted to quit before he accidentally killed himself. So did Peter Cetera. It goes on and on and on. But point being is, I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I know that? Because I care enough to learn about it. Because I've read about it. Because I've got this amazing thing in front of my computer called a keyboard, and I can Google all kinds of stuff and just figure it out. You at least got to care enough to do it. Even if you don't have the liner notes in front of you, you should care enough to do it. And if you don't, that's okay. But maybe you're not DJ material.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe if you have an average understanding of music and an average liking of music, and it means something to you, but it's not everything to you, maybe this isn't the gig for you. That's my opinion. Again, there are people out there who are fantastic business people. They're great with lights. They know how to talk on a microphone. DJing is an outlet for them. And that's cool too. But yeah, John, that is what I would say would be the most important thing. Music, the love of music, caring about it, understanding what music motivates people and why it motivates people. That's the programming. That's what makes me who I am on the road. Has nothing to do with my business skills because I don't have them. Mm-hmm. I'm terrible at business. I don't care. I'm on the microphone. I don't care, man. I love it that much. I don't care. I tell my clients right away, look, I just want to let you know I'm very casual about this stuff. I'm a very solid DJ. I am not the best business owner you've ever met in your life, but I'm here for you. And I'm going to be there for you, and I'm going to take care of you. But if you're looking for a gorgeous contract or beautiful paperwork, I'm not your guy. Mm-hmm. And if you're looking for somebody to just tell you everything you want to hear, I'm not your guy. That's not who I am. I'm a music guy. I know it works, I know it doesn't work. I'm here to help you. And I'm here to show your guests a great time. That's what I can bring to the table. You know, if you want something different, go get it, because there's plenty of that out there. And I know my weaknesses. I understand what they are. And would I be a more successful DJ if I were stronger in those areas? Yeah. The more areas that you can be competent in, at least, the better DJ you're going to be.
But then I think there's also a point that we have to realize or accept that there's some areas we may not be that good in, and it's time to maybe bring in someone to help or to work with someone who can make those weak areas a stronger area, especially if you are an incredible mixer and music is your passion and you can perform and people are just in awe of that side of it. But over here, I might not be the greatest whatever, and it might be some time to say, yep, you know what, if I bring someone in here, they're going to make me better here because I can focus on my passion, and they're also going to be able to sell me for more or help me make more money because of that connection.
Billy has a question. Billy says, explain what you mean a musical journey and how do you do it? I think I am not doing that. See, that is kind of the karate, man. That's where my karate is strong, and it's very hard to explain it or teach it. You feel it. You feel what works well, what song works well with another song. And if you play 10 songs in a row, what order should they go in? What song should they be? What order should they go in? And where should you end? Where should you begin? And where should you end? This is what I want to improve on as well. I feel like I do it pretty well, but I always want to be better. I read about David Mancuso, who died last fall. And he was like the guy who kind of started it all for club stuff, the way we know it. He had the Loft was his thing, and basically what it was his apartment in, I believe, Greenwich Village or Soho. I can't remember. It might have been Soho. Anyway, back in the late 60s, early 70s, they had this thing in New York where you could have rent parties. You could throw a party to raise rent. It was a legal thing to do. A lot of starving artists. It was a way to kind of keep the ball rolling with people paying their rent. So David Mancuso had his parties at the Loft. They were invite only, and he would DJ, and he would hire people to bring food in and everything else. And when I say invite only, I'm not talking about, oh, this guy and this guy and this guy come. I'm talking about Aretha Franklin. I'm talking about John Lennon. I'm talking about he had the big guys come. The who's who came. It was not a big place, but this guy took people on musical journeys. He wasn't the scratch DJ. He wasn't the beat mixing DJ. This was not who he was. He was the person who understood how music affected people's moods. And he could make them cry. He could make them laugh. And he's just legendary with the types of things that he'd play. And if you look at some of his early stuff that he played on his set list and listen to him, it's a lot of rare stuff. It's not a lot of familiar stuff. He did do that once in a while, but It was more about timing, you know? I think comedians do this very well. That timing, it's all about timing with comedians. It's all about timing with music programming as well. And taking people on that journey and taking 10 choice songs and putting them in the right order and bringing them in and out at the right time, whether you bit mix or you slam mix it or you just blend it, whatever you do. This is what it's all about. This is, to me, what it's all about. This is where my heart is. This is what I love and I'm passionate about. This is why I do what I do. It's certainly not because I know how to run a DJ business. Certainly not what that is. But it's a very hard concept to explain, I guess, or teach. You either get it or you don't. And I think it all starts with a knowledge of music, and not just what you listen to, but what your mom likes and what your dad likes and what your sister likes and what your best friend likes and what the guy down the road likes and what motivates them and why. It's having empathy for them. It's not just thinking about what you want to hear next. It's thinking about what they might want to hear next. And it's also thinking about what song is it that they know and they love, but they've forgotten all about. What song is that? And if I can find that song and if I can figure it out through my knowledge of music, who they are, where they're from, what they like already, if I can play that, oh my gosh, I haven't heard this in years song, then I've won, man. That's the good stuff.
Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching this out on Facebook Live, we're going to be shutting that down. Those of you in webinar, you can stick with us because you will not be going anywhere. And we'll be back. If you are watching on a Facebook Live, come back in about 10 minutes. We'll be back with Ben Stowe, and it'll be on the Facebook page. Just click refresh a time or two, and you will be able to see that. Brian, thank you very much. Everyone,
thank you, John.
We'll catch you a little bit later.